So this concept is called the wave of resilience, and I like to expand that into riding the wave of resilience to become a winner. So what I mean by that is when something bad happens that takes you out of normality, some adversity, some change, and this could be anything. It could be something going on in your personal life or your professional life. It could be a death in the family, or loss of job, or a new boss, or an argument, or something, or an accident. Something kicks off, something changes, and then you go into this concept. And the first one is shock, as in, oh my goodness, what's going on? What's going on? Now, when you go into shock, the first thing that happens is cortisol is released. And it's like a fight or flight in a way. Fight, flight or freeze, you could almost say. And immediately after that, your brain kicks in and kicks in some testosterone and says, hey, just calm down. Okay, we've got this. This can't be happening anyway. I don't believe that this is happening. This is ridiculous. Okay? It's got like a safe mode. Now, the thing is, once you get through it, it's a very short phase, that, the denial. Because once you get through that, you realise that it actually is happening, and the cortisol and the testosterone mixed together cause you to be angry. Now, when I get to the angry stage, it's very much about allowing yourself to be angry. Now, if you deny it and you quash it down, then it just festers inside you, and eventually it will explode, possibly at a really bad moment. So by allowing yourself to be angry, you can control it. And that might be going to the gym, getting on some weights, or doing some exercise, or maybe even gardening, or a pillow fight, or screaming out in the fresh air. But do something where you can control your anger. Otherwise, it's a bad state. If you can't control it, it just bursts out. Now, you're going to be coming down the wave of resilience here. As you're coming down, the next phase is sharing. So sharing is where the oxytocin kicks in, and because you're sharing, it's kind of a bit of a comfort chemical that's released. And when you're sharing, you've got to be careful how you share. So I would suggest that you don't share what you're going through on social media, or bitching about somebody, or having saying bad stuff, because that's not going to help. It's about sharing to the right people, to your friends, to your family, to a supported friend, or even somebody who's qualified, a therapist, a coach, or even HR department. That's the best people and the best way to share. Now, if you feel uncomfortable sharing to other people, that's fine, okay? But you need to share to yourself. You need to admit what's going on. Still get that oxytocin released to make you feel a bit better. And if when I say share to yourself, that's talking to yourself. That even could be writing a journal, getting it out of your head and seeing what you're going through. Maybe even listen to music, finding out the lyrics of the music so you can relate to it, or even poetry. But one way or another, you've got to share, because that helps the process. Now, whatever you do, you keep coming down the curve, and eventually you will hit rock bottom. Now, rock bottom is a dark place, and all the chemicals are fuddled up. You can't think clearly, and that's why you go in this dark place of rock bottom. And that could be sulking, or it could be even more, could even be depression. Now, how long you stay in this state really depends on how you've controlled the anger and the sharing. But the good news is that it's going to get better. Once you keep talking yourself through this phase, and keep asking, are you willing to accept the situation that kicked this all off? And once you can accept the situation, that's really good, because then serotonin is released. That will help you think clearly. The cortisol is released again, the oxytocin is released again, and you start feeling good about yourself. Okay, you accept the situation, you see clearly, and now you take action. Now then, when you take action, this is great, because the dopamine is released. Once dopamine is released along with serotonin, you feel awesome. And because you feel awesome, you do it again and again. You take action, more action, more action. And this will actually take you up the other side of the wave, lifting yourself all the way up to moving forward. And once you're moving forward, you're pretty much there, to be honest. You're taking the action, you're moving forward. And what you'll realise, if you look at the chart, is that the moving forward area is higher than where you started at the shock value. Meaning that if you go through adversity or shock or some kind of thing that you weren't going out your comfort zone even, if you do that and you use the wave of resilience, you ride the wave of resilience correctly, then you can actually end up higher than where you started, meaning that that's a good thing. So hopefully that explains my concept of riding the wave of resilience to become a winner. Because you can't always control what happens to you, but you can control how you react to what happens to you.